After we build our regression model, we can use our model to make predictions for values of x inside the original domain. That is what we refer to as interpolation. So interpolation is using the regression model to make predictions within the original domain. So recall that when we're talking about domain, we're talking about the explanatory variable or the x variable. So in this case, that's a person's weight. Notice that the minimum weight in our data set is 140 and the maximum weight is 212. That means we can use our regression equation to make a prediction for the height of a person as long as their weight is between 140 and 212 pounds. Let's choose 160. So for a person weighing 160 pounds, what is their predicted height? To figure that out, we want to substitute 160 in for x in our regression equation. Using your calculator, type this information in, and you see that when you evaluate the equation for 160, you end up with 64.78 inches. That means for a person weighing 160 pounds, our regression model predicts they will be 64.78 inches tall. Extrapolation also involves making predictions, but extrapolation is when we use the regression model to make predictions outside the original domain. So let's go ahead and let's assume that we have a person that weighs 400 pounds. Notice that 400 pounds is not within our original domain. 400 is greater than 212. But let's go ahead and let's use our regression model to try to make a prediction for this person's height. So we'll go ahead and we'll substitute in 400 for x. And then using our calculator, we'll evaluate this equation. Okay, this gives us a predicted height of 112.78 inches. But let's think about that for a second. 112.78 inches is really how many feet? Let's go ahead and divide that number by 12. This would mean that a 400-pound person is over 9 feet tall. That doesn't really make a lot of sense. And the reason that's happening is because our regression model is only built to make predictions within our original domain. Anytime we choose a value for x that's outside our original domain, the prediction made by our regression model may or may not be true. So extrapolation is not a good thing. We want to avoid using extrapolation at all costs because we don't know whether or not our answer will be accurate.